Hey, girlfriends. Today we're going to talk about establishing or maintaining a home base as we prepare to move abroad. There are lots of people in the move abroad community that will tell those of us that are in preparation or even thinking about moving abroad, just sell your stuff, sell all of it, start the process now. If you own a home, sell the home, get rid of everything inside of it, and go. Just go, and you'll eventually find your place. And I think there are several very clearly prescribed ways of moving abroad. And even though many of them are very smart, great ways to do that, doesn't mean that those ways are meant for you, meant for me. Everyone has to carve out their own way of making this work for them. And I think when you are listening to the advice of people who are telling you how to move abroad or what they did, keep in mind their privileges, the things they have access to, the things that they can lean on. Because if you don't have those same things to lean on, your move abroad situation, your move abroad journey may look completely different. And all of us have privileges, all of us have things that we put in the pro section or the con section, things that are working in our favor, things that are working against us. And we have to learn how to utilize the things that we have in our favor to our benefit as we're preparing to move abroad. So those of you who are looking for that sense of grounding, like me, I want some grounding somewhere. It may not have to be in the US. For right now it is, but I'm going to find it and have it somewhere. And there are many of us who are just not ready to say, yeah, put the house on the market, sell everything inside the house, and I'm gonna pack these 3 suitcases and just hit the road. Many of us are not there yet. Many of us will never be there. Never be there. Let me be clear. That's not always a path to success with moving abroad for many of us. Some of us want to establish a home base somewhere, whether it's our home country or somewhere else. And if that sounds like what you're looking to do, establishing a home base somewhere on the planet as you move, prepare to move abroad, as you slow travel, as you live life as a nomad, then this video is for you. Hey, girlfriends. If you're new to the channel, my name is Stacey Paulin. I am a physician assistant. I am actively working to put myself back at the top of my to-do list where I belong. In fact, I just got back in town today from traveling to Texas. I had a wonderful weekend with my girlfriends. I had fun with, I had an organization event that I went to. We had a ball. I'm just back today. Back home. So I'm happy to be home, but I had a ball. So I'm definitely putting myself back at the top of my to-do list where I belong, all while realizing a lifelong dream of moving abroad and becoming a global citizen. And I'm sharing my experiences with you all here on YouTube on this channel. I am definitely a part of the Great Migration 2.0, and I'm really looking forward to what my move abroad journey is going to look like. And I'm sharing a lot of that here with you all on this channel. If any of that interests you, I invite you to please like this video and subscribe to this channel, please, and thank you. And with that said, let's get into this topic today. I am a bit contrarian. I'm going to try not to turn this video into a diatribe. That's not what it's meant to be. But I think oftentimes when we are listening to the advice of people in the move abroad community, we get tunnel vision. This is the only place I can consider going to because I see the majority of people going here. These are the expat enclaves that many Black women, men, families are going to. So because they're there, that means it's going to be an ideal place for me. This person is moving abroad and their journey looks like this. So maybe because it's working for them, it's going to work for me. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. I don't think that people are trying to sell you the soap. I don't think they're trying to trick you. I think oftentimes when there's uncertainty in doing something new, you want to walk in the footsteps of other people who have done it. But we have to be careful, like I said in the intro, to consider their privileges, their advantages, what they have going on in their life, the setup of their life that allows them to do the things that they're doing. And their privilege, their favor, their advantages may not be the same advantages that you have. You have to be able to harness the power of your advantages and utilize those to create the best move abroad strategy for you. This is heart to heart, put my 2 cents in the hat, because there are a myriad of ways to move abroad. Some people, some of us sell everything we have in our home country and we're gone, never to return. Some of us would feel better having a home base here in our home country, and from that springboarding to other countries and maybe finding a place abroad that you really love, that you could call your second home, and then you're bouncing, bopping back and forth in between. Some people, they never want to be grounded in that way. They don't want to own another home ever again in their life. They don't want to call a particular country home ever again, because the world as they see it is their home. So they spend 3 months here and 3 months there and 1 month here and 5 months there and a year here. That's what they do. Some people, they have several homes that they own throughout the globe. They got a home in Tbilisi, Georgia. They have a home in Sicily, Italy. They have a home in Costa Rica. And they spend 4 months here, 4 months here, and 4 months here, and start over again at the top of the year. Everybody has their own way. You have to figure out what your way is. But today I want to talk about those of us who want to establish a home base somewhere. I want to give you all some ideas as to how you can do that, ways that we should be thinking about doing that. If you are the kind of person who doesn't need grounding, you're fine selling everything you own and just going. You are a free spirit, you're a free bird. You really don't need a place where your things are, where you can come back to regroup, resettle, and then springboard to the next place or bounce back and forth between some places. If that's you, this video probably isn't for you. But for those of you who want ideas as to how you can create a home base utilizing the favor, the privilege, and the advantages you have, then you need to stick around and I'm going to help you as best I can. Okay. So I've got some notes here because I want to make sure that I go through all 4 of these ideas that I have. Idea number 1, those of you like me who own property in the States, what you could consider doing, like I did, is downsizing. I'll reiterate what I did. I explained this in my updates video a couple of weeks ago, but I'll reiterate it here in this video. I have owned several homes here in Georgia. All the homes I've owned have been quite sizable. Not only the home place itself, but acreage, 7, 8 acre properties. I was a farmer, a hobby farmer, and I grew all my food. I had chickens. I had the whole 9 yards. I had all of it, and I loved it. When I knew that I would be preparing to move abroad, and because of the divorce, my circumstances, I got out of there. I got rid of the house and knew that I needed to downsize. I had to transition from my last home, the home I owned and lived in, into a rental for a time. And I stayed there for several months, the last portion of 2024. When I said, okay, it's really a time to start focusing on moving abroad, getting the ducks in a row, start the process in earnest. I said, what can I do? I don't want to keep renting. I had a rental property, thankfully. That's my privilege, right? That's my advantage, my secret sauce. I have rental properties. I sold one last year, which gave me a nice chunk of change. I put that away in savings. It's in, I have it invested. So that's a cushion for me. That's another advantage I have, right? I had another rental property and I said, you know what? It's small, certainly big enough for me. It's in a great location. Mortgage is insanely low, definitely manageable. And I can just keep that as a home base. It's not going to break the bank for me to maintain that place. And the benefit is I get to have all the benefits of ownership, right? Taxes and appreciation and all the things that come with that. So that's what I did. Those of you who own, so that's where I am now. This is the home. This is the rental home that you see behind me. I'm in the rental home now. I am the renter now, the owner and the renter now. And I have all of my things here, not too many things. And so it's a comfy home, not as big, it's not 7, 8 acres, but I got a nice backyard, fenced in, privacy, everything I need for a small existence here, small footprint here in the United States, which is what I need. Many of you would do just fine with that. If you own the big 7, 8 acre property, or you have the 3, 2, 1 acre property, the 4,000 square foot home, sell that property. Maybe you sell it. Maybe you pocket that money, you put it in investments. Maybe you take a little piece of that and you buy another property somewhere, a smaller property. And that is how you downsize, right? You live there. There's another option, and I'm going to save that for later on in my list. But downsizing, I think, is a great option for many people who are homeowners. If you don't need the 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, why hold on to it? If you are committed to moving abroad and maybe finding a home base, not in the States, because that's where I'm going next. Maybe your home base isn't here. Maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe you rent out your house, and that could be a source of passive income. There's a couple of benefits with that. Number one, you're getting income, right? You're going to have someone in the home. They're going to be maintaining it for you, paying down your principal, interest, taxes, all that stuff. You get some cash flow off of that. You get some tax incentives off of that. Yes, you have to maintain the property, right? But at least you have someone paying you to stay there. Another important thing is oftentimes some of these residency programs you can get if you have a source of passive income, and being a property owner who's getting rental income can qualify you for a residency in some of these countries. So that's another thing to think about if you don't want to downsize. Now, those of you who want to sell the house, but you still want a home base, why not parlay the earnings from the sale of that property into buying a home abroad? I would caution you and say, move slowly and take your time. Rent first for a long time so that you understand the market that you're purchasing in. And then later on down the line, if you truly want a home base, you buy an apartment, a condo, a home in the countryside in the country of your choice. So that's an option, okay? For a home base, you want a place that's going to be your jumping off place, your launching pad to other countries, other homes, other experiences throughout the globe. That's idea number one. It's working well for me. I don't have to worry about storage. I don't have to worry about selling all of my things. I don't have to worry about when I bounce back and forth between here and there, where I'm going to stay or staying with family. Listen, I don't have a mother and father that I can just crash at their house. I don't have that. I don't have that. I can't just show up and say, hey, I'm here. I'm staying for 6 months or I'm staying for a month. I don't have that. But I do have this. And what the benefit of that is, not only can I utilize this space, but when my mom comes back into town, her husband, they come back in town. If I'm not here, they can use this space. This is a great space just for a backup, for the backup, for the backup. What if something happens and, emergently someone needs to come here and lay low for a little while? This is a great property for that. You have everything you need right here. Very convenient. So think about it. That may be the secret sauce for you in terms of establishing a home base, simply downsizing what you already have. The second option for establishing a home base is, some of you may have some money that you can put into purchasing a fixer-upper. I think this is a fantastic idea. In fact, even though the market was different at the time, this is how I acquired the property I'm in right now. You would not believe how cheaply I bought this property. And it wasn't that it was in bad shape. The bones were great. The mechanicals were great. Those of you who are in real estate, I'm shop talking a little bit. The structure of the property was great. Foundationally, no issues. Electricity, plumbing, water, all of that, great condition. The roof was fairly new. We had to update the HVAC system. That was the only big out-of-pocket thing we had to do mechanically. Other than that, everything was good to go. The cosmetics were what made it very, very trying. We had to put new flooring down. We had to paint everything. The bathrooms had to be renovated. There were several things that had to be done on the inside. Carpet had to be pulled up. It was nasty. But other than that, this property was ready to go. It didn't take more than probably a month for us to bring it to market, and it got rented immediately. Many of you have some money that you could use to buy a fixer upper. And I'm talking about a fixer upper less than $100,000. You take that money, you buy the fixer upper, you take your time, fix it up, one project at a time. You could even do DIY. Say, while you're here in the States, you're able to paint. You're painting the walls, you're fixing holes in the drywall, you're renovating the kitchen. And then you chill out for a minute. You go to your second home away from home in Panama or wherever, and you stay and chill out there for a little while. Then you come back for a little while and you pick up the next project. But at least you have a home base where you own it, right? You have the benefits of ownership. You can leave all your things here. And then if you have family or other people who may want to utilize the space or may need the space for whatever reason, you have that to offer them. So think about that. There are lots of ways to find properties for very little money if you know how to do it, if you know what you're doing. If you all want me to make a separate video about that, investment ideas for folks who are preparing to move abroad, whether it be real estate, whether it be dividend investing, I definitely can talk about that, because that's what I'm doing. That's what I do, and that's what I've been doing for the last decade plus. Okay. Second idea. So purchasing a fixer upper. I'm the DIY queen. This table that I'm sitting at right now, I built it with my own two hands. All the projects that I did in this house, Stacey did that. So if you need me to do videos about that, I got you. The third idea, and I think this is a really great idea especially for folks, I'm going to say folks in the Move Abroad community that are about to retire, you're reaching traditional retirement age, or older. You've been retired for a while, you're on a fixed income, you're on disability, something like that. Investing in co-living spaces with family and or friends. I think this is a very, very viable way to establish a home base somewhere, especially for those who may not qualify for the first two things that I said, whether it be downsizing a home that you already own, taking the proceeds and then buying a smaller property, or buying an investment property, a fixer-upper. Not all of us have those privileges, but what you do have, if you are in the category that I just mentioned, you have dependable, as far as we can see for now, wink, wink, dependable monthly income. Why not? And there's one of two ways you could do this. Why not go in with a group of people, buy a more sizable home, the 4-bedroom, 4-bath home, and it could be in your home country or it could be abroad. Think about this. Home country or abroad, you could buy a property and share that with 2, 3, 4 girlfriends, 2, 3, 4 folks that you meet in the Facebook group. Y'all get together. You rent a place for a while, see how things feel, and then you later invest. Or you could rent a place together. Why can't 3, 4, 5 girlfriends get a place somewhere? You all split the utilities, you split the rent. And now that $1,500, $2,000 Social Security check that you're getting every month is going a lot further than it would be without the help and assistance of the friends you're living with. I think this satisfies more than just a financial need and the need to establish a home base. It also gives you a sense of community. And I think oftentimes when we reach that age, sometimes loneliness can set in for those of us who are movers. We like to slow travel. We like to move around. We like to see what's out there. It's great to know that you got this home base back home and you've got a sense of community there. You've got some girlfriends there, and they're helping you to mitigate a little bit of the costs, to eat up a little bit of the costs of living in that place. I think this is a valuable strategy for people who are ready to retire or already retired who have a fixed income, who want to see their money stretched a little bit further, and who are looking to share a space with two, three, four girlfriends. I'm not in that camp. Stacey likes her space. I like having my own space, my own place. There are things I like to do, play my music. I'm watching this, watching that, doing this, piddling here and there. But for those of you who like that kind of company, you like to be with people, you like that kind of environment, this is a very, very, very good option for you. One that you could deploy either here or in your home country, whether it's here in the US or wherever, or in another country where you're going to be living. Think about it. The other option, finally, fourth option, is to just hop around a little bit. Hop around a little bit, get a feel for the places that interest you, and then stay a while. I've talked about this in a previous video. I think as we become more comfortable with the idea of moving abroad, I think the next hurdle is learning to be still where we are and not just staying. I think a lot of us are used to vacations where we went on a 5-day cruise somewhere, or we went on a weekender, we did a weekender in Puerto Rico or someplace like that. And that's great. Those few days away from the hustle and bustle of life are great. I would love for people to become more comfortable with taking, if you're still in vacation mode, taking 2-3 week long vacations. And then when you really commit to the move abroad idea, staying in a spot for 3, 4, 5, 6 months at a time and just hanging out, really getting a feel for the country, the vibe, the people, the food, the atmosphere, the cultural norms, all the things that you'll learn when you sit still that you don't learn when you stay for a week or two. Yeah. And then if you're looking to establish a home base, the longer you stay, the more convinced you are that that place is going to be appropriate for you. Yeah. And so finding the place that speaks to you takes time. And then when you find that place, then you begin to put roots down. Those of you who want that home base. And I think it's important to know you don't have to buy any real estate to establish a home base abroad. I think it's wise in the States because of, for obvious reasons, right? You might as well, if you can get into the market and own a piece of property, you might as well, because the rents are so super high and they're not going to come down. They're not coming down. They're only going to go up. If you can get into a property here in the States, do that. But abroad, you don't really have to worry so much about that. I think the rents are going to be, because they're already so affordable. Many of us, if we're practicing the geo arbitrage game, we can utilize the dollars that we're making in our home country, and we can just rent in perpetuity. We can just rent forever. But you can rent a property and still have that as your home base, and you're paying $500 a month for a huge place, a really nice place. Put all your stuff in there. That can be your home base, just like it would be in the States or wherever else your home country is. And then you travel the world from there. You're just doing it for a lot less. Luckily, the mortgage I have here where I am is almost about the price I'm going to be paying in rent in these other countries. I'm very fortunate, but that's my privilege. That's my advantage. Many of you have advantages that I don't have. So I encourage all of you to really brainstorm and think about all the benefits, all the privilege, all the favor you have in your life, all the things that you can lean on, that secret sauce, those superpowers that you have that other people don't have, that are going to make your move abroad journey different, but very unique to you and your circumstances. I think it's very important to think about it in that way. So think about these ways that you can establish a home base. Not everybody's ready just to not have a place to stay. Not everybody has parents or friends or family they can just show up and say, hey, I'm here to stay for a couple months. Many of us don't have that. And many of us, maybe we have it, but we don't want to utilize it. We have family members. We don't want to stay with them. We have friends. We don't want to crash with them. We don't want to stay with them. And we certainly don't want to have to come out of pocket all the time, for those trips coming back and forth from traveling abroad. It's helpful to have a home base. There's nothing wrong with having a home base. Those of us who like that sense of grounding, that sense of belonging in a place, and then from there we can explore the entire world, because it makes us feel more grounded, more sound, to have that place where all of our things are. It's our little playground. And then from there, we can venture outside of the playground, outside of the sandbox, to see what's going on in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in other, the global South, Africa, all the places. But we always know we have that place to call home that we can return to. So if that's you, this video has been for you. And I hope that I've given you a couple of things to think about. If you like this video, please give me a like, and certainly give me some comments. If there are other ways that you can think of that I missed, that we can establish home bases in our home countries or around the world, by all means, put it in the comments for the benefit of others. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao.